Hello everyone, it's Rider here, and welcome to another...
It's another week in toys.
So see, even the Whoosh is into it. I'm lying, of course. It just so happened to come out in his weekly that he said those words. And let's face it, a week in toys was loosely based on what the Whoosh does. So, you know what, I'm a massive fan of him. So, you know what, I had to put a bit of Robo in, didn't I, if he says something that's relevant. So today is Monday the 3rd of May. And I have a number of parcels. In fact, I had 2 parcels arrive on Saturday, and I still haven't opened them yet. And I've had 2 more today from Amazon, pre-orders. So I've got 4 things to talk about, which will be awesome. But before we get into that, we have had some news or some leaks. And this is to do with Studio Series figures in 2022. So it looks as though there's going to be a theme of the Bumblebee movie and also a few G1 Studio Series 86 characters thrown in. So apparently we've got listings for Deluxe Class, Bumblebee movie Brawn, which will be awesome, that design's great. Bumblebee movie Ratchet, Studio Series 86 Preceptor, well in for that. Just give us a blaster to go along with it and I'll be a happy man. But we do need an updated Preceptor, even though the Titans one was pretty good for the time. Bumblebee movie Wheeljack as well. So all of these are at deluxe scale. Voyagers, we're getting a Voyager Bumblebee movie Soundwave, which will be awesome. And a Studio Series 86 Junkyard, which is a retool of Retgar. So we are getting some Junkyards, and I hope they come with interchangeable hands and all of that kind of stuff, or parts, so you can make army build and make them look a little bit different. I'd love to pick up a couple of them. And the big news, and this has got me really excited, is we're getting Leader Class King Starscream. So we're getting a Starscream figure with a cape, his coronation gear. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy that we're going to get a mainline version of that Starscream. I've got a KO with a masterpiece, the Coogan Bow one from a good few years ago, but it's a bit dated now, and seeing what they've done with Studio Series 86, I'm really excited about what they can do with that figure. And it's going to be Leader Class, and rumour is, and this isn't on the post on TFW, but he's going to come with a throne as well, which will be awesome if he does, and that's what's going to bump up the Leader price point. Let's see. Really exciting stuff. So let's get on to the parcels. And as I say, 2 of these arrived on Saturday. The first one is from Comics and Cocktails. And this was a figure... It was a figure in their damage section. Now, I don't know if you use a Comics and Cocktail site, but it's always worthwhile looking at the sale section and also their damaged section. And in their damaged section, basically, they sell figures that have been returned because they're damaged, but also have damaged boxes. And this was the latter. This has a damaged box, and it is a G.I. Joe classified figure that I didn't pre-order because I don't really want to pre-order a load of them. Like, I think I've only got Firefly on pre-order, but it's nice to pick them up as and when you fancy them. Now, this box has been destroyed by the look of it, but it's fine, it's okay. There's a figure that looks perfect inside. I don't think it's been taken out, but yeah, it's Zartan. So this, as you can see, the box is completely destroyed, but it's going to go in the bin anyway, so it doesn't matter. They've got a few of these listed on there. I wasn't in for Zartan originally, but I've seen the reviews and it looks alright, even though John Keep Dave said, you know what, this hood doesn't really work. But I haven't got, well, I've got a fair few bad guys. I've got 4 bad guys and 4 good guys, I think. Or 5 good guys, I don't even know. But yeah, I thought, spur of the moment, I think this was $21.99 posted. So they're knocked off about £3 because the box being damaged. But you know what? That's had a right stomp on it, innit, though? Shall we quickly open him up, see if he's okay inside? So there's the figure himself. Pretty cool, pretty nice. Take his hood off and his neckerchief. I think he looks alright. He looks alright, he's not too bad. I think everything else is perfectly fine in there. He comes with some, I suppose, voodoo kind of things. A clip on the belt, a knife, a pistol, a backpack and an alternate face. And we've got the Dreadnoughts logo in the box. This is completely knackered, as you can see. There's his file card on the side. And there's the back. And as you can see, yeah, some cool characters on there. Gutted I missed out on this guy, but never mind. So yeah, the Master in Disguise's box can go in my pile ready for the bin, because there's no point holding on to that. But yeah, cool little figure. Yeah, happy he's alright, and you know what, I got him cheaper than the standard release. Well, I say standard release. Cheaper than he would have done normally. So I'm happy with that. Cool little figure. So, next up is a figure. I actually ordered this from Hasbro Pulse when I got back from Burton-upon-Trent in last week's Week on Toys. And this is because I was looking for a G.I. Joe classified figure in Mitco Toys, but I didn't see any. And I just went on Pulse and I saw they had this one in stock, and I thought, you know what, it's one of the ones I missed out from Wave 1, but it's also a redeco of the Wave 1, so it is slightly different. And this is a Roadblock. So this Roadblock actually comes with toned down colours. So it comes with a black gun instead of a silver gun, and he hasn't got the gold detail on here and on other parts of his body. I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't mind the gold as such. I thought it added something to the figure, but I thought, you know what, this was on Pulse. I've got the membership there, lovely artwork down the side. I've got the membership there, free postage, I think it was 22 quid. So I thought, you know what, I might as well get it from there, and I might as well get one of these other versions of him rather than paying, I think he asked for about 27, 28 quid now, the first release. And I thought, you know what, this will do me. I wanted a Roadblock. I was toying with the idea of customising a Rock wrestler figure into a Roadblock, but I can't be bothered with that now. But yeah, I've got this figure. I'm happy with that. Another little G.I. Joe classified. I haven't bought that many of them. I think I've only had one this year. And that was Gun Home. So I picked up two. Well, it was a day because both of these came on Saturday. So yeah, a couple of little G.I. Joes to add to the collection. Right, now we're on to two other parcels, both from Amazon. Now, the first one, they're both pre-orders. The first one, I had an email last week saying, what's this one here? Saying it didn't have a dispatch date. And then I had another email saying it was going to come on the 19th of May. And then suddenly I had an email saying my payment had declined because my bank card had past its expiry date. They sent me a new one, and I pre-ordered these on my old bank card. And basically I had to just pay for it. I had the payment declined, so I had to reapply the new card details, and it come today. And yeah, I thought, well, that's pretty awesome. He originally said Wednesday, but as I say, I woke up in the night and it said that I needed to pay because my card had declined. So there you go. So we've got a Hasbro shipping box. It's good that they are starting. Oh, I've lost my blade. It's good that they are starting to ship them in these, especially with the last figure that I had from this line from Amazon. This is an Amazon exclusive, and it is from the Black Series, and it is, oh, that's lovely, it's Greedo. I don't have a Greedo, and I know this is a toy accurate one, but you know what, I think this was 18 quid postage. That's bloody lovely, that is. Look at that. So I got the Obi-Wan, and that if you remember, it came in a really battered, just a bubble mailer, and the box was battered. This has been shipped exactly how Hasbro intended it to be shipped in the little mailer box, which is awesome. And this Greedo looks alright, don't it? He looks alright. Yes, I would have liked the original movie version of him, but I've got a few of these toy accurate figures now. I've got Forlom and I've got Zuckuss. I've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi here, and now I've got Greedo, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and on the back you can see a picture of Han and Greedo and the timeline and all of that kind of good stuff. So yeah, another Black Series figure to add to the collection. Okay, so the final parcel. It said it was delivered about an hour ago, and I couldn't find it. It was around by the bloody bin. Another Amazon parcel. And these, I think you probably guess what it's going to be when I open up and show you another shipping box. That is exactly like Greedo's. These should have been a month apart. So it should have been Obi-Wan, then it should have been Greedo, then it should have been this figure. But I think Obi-Wan shipped late, Greedo shipped slightly late, and I think this one has shipped a little bit early. So these were the 3 exclusives that Amazon had, all toy accurate decos, and this is the Jawa. Now this is really cool. I've got a Black Series Jawa figure already, but I've actually got the original 1977 Jawa with a cloth cape, which is, I think it's in storage, but it's quite hard to find. It's not stupidly hard to find, but it's one of the rarer figures to find. And yeah, this is a nice little homage to that. So I did want a second Jara. I've got the off-world Jara, I've got the standard Jara, but I think it's good to display a couple of Jaras together. And even though this is toy accurate and it's got the cloth goods, I still think that is pretty cool, and I think they'll look nice together on the display. I think this Jara only comes with the 1 gun, where the original Jara came with 2, so that is something a little bit different. But yeah, some nice pictures on the back of the Jawas, an R2, an R5D4. I don't actually have an R5D4 actually. Some lovely Kenner packaging, and yeah, so these should have been a month apart, and they've arrived on the same day. Yeah, Amazon exclusives have worked quite well this year, I have to say. Yes, they were a pain in the bum when my card failed, but at least they've shipped them, and yeah, they haven't shipped them exactly on time, but I've managed to get hold of these around the time that they said. Well, this one early, this one slightly late. And don't forget, I got that Mandalorian speeder boat, which I think was an Amazon exclusive, shipped early towards the tail end of last year. I think it come for Christmas. So yeah, a couple of Star Wars figures to add to the collection, both from the original Star Wars film. Yeah, that's a pretty good start to the week, isn't it? I don't think we're going to top that. There might not be anything else coming, to be honest. I've got no plans to go to any toy shops. I've got no plans to go out to order anything online, but if I stumble across something, I will let you know, of course I will. Now there was another reveal which I didn't talk about last week, and I probably should have done, and that was the Shattered Glass Megatron, which I've actually been trying to pre-order from Pulse, but my card won't work. I don't know if it's because it's a new card. I've had loads of trouble with this bloody card. But essentially, yeah, for some reason it won't let me pre-order one. So I've contacted them to see why it won't happen, see what Hasbro say. But anyway, basically we've got another retool of the Siege Megatron, and it is the Siege Megatron with some extra parts thrown on there. It's got some wings and a cockpit, and there's this flaky alt mode that makes it a bit look like the Energon Megatron, which of course the original Shattered Glass Megatron was based on. It's cool, and I do like this Shattered Glass stuff, I must admit. And I'm going to throw in a few predictions now. A few predictions to what I think are going to be the other 4 figures, because Hasbro said there'll be 6 figures in this line. So I'm going to throw in some predictions. I think we're going to have Studio Series 86 Hot Rod retooled and repainted into the black version of Hot Rod, with his tash and all that kind of stuff. I think that's a given. That is going to happen. My prediction, but I'll be shocked if it doesn't. I think we're going to have the Sideswipe mould redone, because I think it's been a while since I've read the Shattered Glass comics, but I think Sideswipe joins the Decepticons and crosses out his badge, a bit like... was it Armada Wheeljack or Energon Wheeljack? But basically, I think it used the Energon Wheeljack mould, but it was Sideswipe. So I can see that happening because they've used that mould to death, but I would probably buy that one because that'll be cool. I think we're going to get a Voyager Soundwave in white, based on the Netflix version of Soundwave, which again would be awesome if they did that. Hopefully it comes with a little bandolier and all that kind of good stuff. And the final one, it's going to be a bit of a tough one. Maybe a Goldblug out the Bumblebee mould. I'm not sure. But I think the first 3 I mentioned, Soundwave, Sideswipe, and Hot Rod, there we are, are given. I think that will happen. But I do want to... I know it's another reuse of that Megatron Siege mould. I've actually sold my Siege Megatron now. I have the Earthrise version, I have the Netflix nicely painted version, and I have the G2 version, so I might as well get a shattered glass one as well. So a little bit of prediction there, but also a little bit more toy news. So today is Friday the 7th of May, and I've got a couple of parcels. Actually, one of these parcels arrived on Thursday, and I've got to be honest, it's my son's birthday last week, and I'd ordered him some stuff online, and I just thought it was that. And then the thing that I thought it was arrived today, and I thought, well, hang on a minute, that's not what I expected. So I'm not 100% sure what this is, but I have an inkling. It's something that Mr. Andy Rye from Transformers the Show has sent me. So let's open this up first. This seems a very, he must have very little feet, Andy, if this is his shoebox, because this is bloody tiny, so he must have really little feet. So if you ever meet up with the lads from Transformers the Show, see if Andy's got tiny feet. So I'm going to open these up now and see what's inside. I think I know what it is, because we spoke about it before. We spoke about it a while ago. A bit of fun, and if he has sent it, then I need to put in a couple of quid postage, to be fair. So I think this was actually sent to Andy by his son. Bit of fun. It's the Red Alert from the McDonald's Happy Meal. I think I've got all of the wave of these, except for Red Alert. In fact, I hadn't even seen Red Alert before Andy showed it on Transformers the Show. That's pretty awesome. That's alright, that is. That's alright. The completionist in me loves to have a complete set of even McDonald's toys, to be honest. And as I get a little bit older, I am trying not to be the bloody completionist. But you know what? This is a cool little thing. I mean, yeah, his head doesn't disappear. But you know what? That's not. Oh, now it goes down. That's quite cool. Oh, okay, right. So when you push it, when you do this part and push it back, his head goes up and down. That's quite cool. Yeah, so cheers, Andy, for the little Red Alert. I'll be in touch. Oh, no way. They've actually got mini-com ports on. Well, look like mini-com ports. That's quite cool. Oh, a nice little auto. I can see this with the light, but there is a well, let me try and... Can you see that there, the Autobot logo? That's alright, that. Thank you, Andy. That's really kind, and I'll ping you a couple of quid postage for this. That's really, really kind of you, mate. Thank you very, very much. That'll be sitting on my desk for a while, because I like fiddling about with stuff like that when I'm on calls. Okay, next parcel is I have from, of course, it is Hasbro V Pulse. I watched the Bad Batch the other night, the 70-odd minute episode, I think it is. I really enjoyed it. It's not Mandalorian level stuff, but it ain't half bad, and I really enjoyed it. And what happens when Richard enjoys something? He buys a toy of it, because I'm a 37-year-old, 10-year-old. So I went straight on Pulse, and I picked up one of the Bad Batch. I picked up Hunter. Now, that figure looks pretty cool, to be honest. I think I'm going to get the set of the Bad Batch now. I think I am going to get them. The thing that I like about it is they're not all out at the moment, so I can pick them up. And because Disney are going to be pushing this, I don't think they're going to be too hard to get. I do need to get Crosshairs now, who is out at the moment. But so I picked up a Hunter. I really enjoyed the show. I haven't saw a lot of Clone Wars. I've saw the odd few episodes, but I decided to watch it anyway, and I think you can pick it up and get the gist of what's going on. I think the timeline is in between Clone Wars and Rebels. I haven't seen Rebels either, to be honest. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now, one thing I will say about this figure, and it's what Hasbro are always doing with these Black Series figures, is I personally would have preferred it to look how it looked in the cartoon. These are almost a realism version of the character rather than just a cartoon version. Now, this looks good, but I would like an animation one, if I'm completely honest. But I really enjoyed the Bad Batch, and if you haven't seen it, then you know what, check it out because that's pretty cool. I'm happy to have it. I'm looking forward to opening this guy up. Now, I think it's about time that we listen to a little bit more Geordie Bollocks.
It's been another decent week for toy buying up here in Newcastle. A couple of things actually bought in the wild. And I've managed to update 3 of my favourite shelves. We have a couple of independent toy shops, and there's one that is really tiny and just crammed full of goodies. And in there, I managed to pick up the leader of the Dark Horde, Hordak. He is so cool. This line is very cool. I've already gotten way more of these than I wanted to. Such is this life. So one of the shelves I updated is my G.I. Joe classified shelf. Here it is as it stands. And as you can see, I have had some lovely additions to the shelf. I've got a classified Duke, Firefly, and a 3D printed upscaled vintage Devilfish. I've done a full video of that on my own channel. And Rich asked me to have a little bit of a squint at Firefly. Now, despite only having had this for a few days, it is already one of, if not the favourite of the whole G.I. Joe classified line. And it's odd because I originally passed on this lad. Just like the Masters of the Universe Origins figures, I've got way more than I planned on getting. I originally only wanted characters that looked as close to Sunbow as possible, and I felt like the tactical vest kind of distracted from this figure. But now that I've got it in hand, that tactical vest is just stunning. His face is all gnarly and scarred and burnt, and those goggles are removable. That tactical vest I mentioned, looks like he's fully tooled up. He's got grenades on his shoulders, like an absolute badass. Big old shoulder pad there with the Cobra logo on it. He's got his My First iPad. Pretty standard G.I. Joe classified gun. These are all like fantasy guns, and I know a lot of people swap these out for more of a real world look, but I'm kind of happy just accepting what they come with. His backpack has some removable TNT, it's highly dangerous, and a removable drone. Yeah, just decked out in that classic grey camouflage that Firefly is now synonymous with. I just feel like his accessories are great, his paint is great. If you can find one of these, do it. Do it. And I've even managed to update the Hot Rod Cup Hotline Bling Extravaganza shelves. Got so many now that it actually spans over 2 shelves. I'm still not done. I still want more. Who have we got? Not everybody's favourite. Probably nobody's favourite. But I am super happy to have this in my collection. Thank you once again to James, Soundwave1980, for letting this free. I wouldn't have given this up if it was mine. I think it's wonderful. Odd, gangly, ugly, but just fantastic. Thank you, Rich, for asking me to take part in this week's video yet again. This is a huge day for me because Trixie never ever sits and chills in the toy room. And I could honestly just like cry some emotional man tears because she's having a nap. She hasn't knocked anything over with her tail. And I'm going to switch the camera off now before I start blubbing.
And that's it for another week in toys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone for watching. And until next time, I've been Zork Rider, and I'll catch you again really soon.